and welcome to a vlog which is once more really about me watering the plants because we're still having a heat wave here in the UK. We're now about a month with no rain. Well, I'm saying no rain, we did have some rain the other night, probably down on the plot about a centimetre. We got maybe an inch at home, which was much better. We're about 5 miles away. But there were really localised heavy thunderstorms just for a few minutes really. So the plot's super dry and I'm spending most of my time carrying watering cans around. Everything's growing still, and there's things to harvest, but to be honest I've not had much time to do anything else because it takes so long to water, and we don't have any hose pipe here and it's a push tap, so it's just can by can. So to liven things up, I thought I'll just show you a couple of other things that are around at the moment. These beautiful daisies. I think these are some kinds called moon daisies, and they're the kind of biggest version you get of what looks like a normal daisy. And these are edible, so you can eat the petals. You can drop the petals, you can eat the petals, and they don't taste an awful lot. Taste a bit like lettuce, but they are really good for you, and I'll list why they're good for you. I dry these and make them into balms, but you can also just sprinkle them on your salads, so they're fun. And then there's also honeysuckle. Now honeysuckle is a toxic plant. You can't eat the stems, you can't eat leaves, but you can eat the flowers. And if you get a flower that's already opened and pull it off and just bite off the end like that and then suck the end, you get a tiny little bit of nectar in the end, which is really sweet like honey. So they're really fun. They're really fun for children as well to have a little go at. You just pull them off, bite off the little green bit, and then you get a little taste of honey at the end. So yeah, those are nice, but just be careful. You do explain if you're doing this for children that they mustn't eat the leaves because they are toxic, and the berries are toxic as well on honeysuckle. But yeah, so I just thought I'd show you those, and they smell heavenly. Like a summer's evening, which it is. So I hope you enjoy watching me water the plot, and I appreciate you watching. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks we'll get some rain and I'll get round to some other jobs. I have been bringing down some more compost so that I can finish my brassica cage. And I haven't got round to it yet, but I will get round to the brassica cage and also start harvesting some things, because the broad beans are looking brilliant. They're going to start being ready in the next week or so. And the gooseberries are going to be ready for picking. The strawberries are reddening up now. Hopefully on my next visit I'll get my first strawberry. So yeah, it's beautiful. We just need some wet, please. Anyway, hope your garden's going well and see you again soon. I use a special magnet attached to my hose pipe on the allotment, which was sent to me by a company called Plant Surge. I'll put a link in the description. Basically, it's a 2-piece magnet that just sits around the pipe. You can also put it on your watering can, and it magnetizes the water, which allows the plant to kind of take up more of the nutrients. There's lots of science behind it, so if you want to read up on it, you can. Basically, it seems to be like the rain after a thunderstorm is particularly good for plants, because it's been kind of charged. Yeah, have a look. It's amazing the difference that it can make. I am really happy that the squash are doing so well. There's even a tiny little baby squash there in these compost Daleks. I definitely should have filled them up a bit better with manure, but they're happy, they're growing, they're starting to climb. I'll have to have a look back at my previous videos to figure out which one I planted in which, because I think I've buried the labels mostly. But yeah, they're doing so much better. I mean, these squash were planted at the same time, but just in the ground here, and they're doing nowhere near as well. So definitely a success there. And I did plant some more squash at the back up here. And these are doing really well too. So this one's doing excellently. Its sister, which was planted at the same time, not doing so well. It's got a bit of slug damage on this one. So yeah, not as good. But still pretty good for me, pretty happy with the squash. The tomatoes, one of them has now got flowers, so I like to just take off the, very carefully, more carefully than this, take off the petals once they have wilted, just because I find sometimes with the weather here being usually damp, they can rot on the plant and then it stops the fruit from forming. And also I like to give them a little wiggle, and this just helps the fruit.